all eyes shall see him, but it's like the Bible, came like a thief in the night. Everybody's been looking at us. You think anybody been missing us? Everybody been looking at us to make sure that they can't be close to where they're at, so we can't be close to them. You can't come here. We don't want you here, so you got to know where you at. And all the young people, do not go around them, right? So all I see, ain't nobody more popular. I'm sorry, I don't care how popular they are. They're not more popular than us, especially by the leadership. So all eyes should see him. Everybody hasn't seen us. But we come like a thief in the night. That's the chief's teaching there. That's the chief's teaching. And the way the chief put it is, how is it that all eyes could see him, but he would come like a thief in the night? Everybody would be looking at him, but wouldn't know what they're looking at. And they wouldn't know anything is going on till their prized possessions is gone. Everything they was pushing for is gone. Their pride, their wealth, all of that is gone. Yeah, we have fun with this stuff. There's no sense sitting there mad with your jaws all tight. The white man is doing this, the niggas is helping. No, just like if I get a phone call, is scam likely? Hey, is this scam likely? You know the way the phone call? I don't tell y'all gonna stop calling here. I say, oh, is this scam likely? Scam likely? And then most of the time they don't answer. They've studied some time. I don't tell them don't call here no more, but they get the idea. Oh, this is scam. Hey, man, what's going on, scam likely? Right? And it takes them 5 minutes for them to get their brain clear. Or we start speaking, because if you've been in Africa a long time, and then the people, if you do that around Africans, they'll look around because it sounds like something that don't mean nothing. We do it all the time, and my family just said, Dad, you don't do that. They're going to think you're crazy. I said, why do you think he looked around? Because it sounds like something in their language, but it's so far away, he don't know exactly what it was. You do all kinds. You got to look. If you be strict on yourself, if you be hard on yourself, and if you be regimented according to what white men say, you'll go crazy. You got to have fun. Think about it. It's your life. You're going to get another one? Well, where are you going to get it from? If you got another life coming after this? I don't think so. Tell the truth. This is it, right? So if this is miserable, you're going to have your greatest gift turned out to be miserable. Right? You think I'm going to sit up here, this is my life, and I'm going to be miserable because somebody else is miserable? Okay, I'll try to explain it in another way. The people, let's say in Yemen, they're not responsible for the misery in their life. So we're not saying that they should be. We sympathize with them, and we hope for the best for them in anything we can do. But we're not going to, on the battlefield, when people are getting murdered all over the battlefield, sometimes you just have to walk through the battlefield, make a cross on everybody, and that's a good job, and keep going. Because the people are getting killed. The battlefield, that's what they do on the battlefield. In life, they ruin so many of our lives, black people's lives. Of course, everybody's lives, but especially black people. You can't sit there and commiserate. You can't do it. You want to, but your life would be ruined. You do and say what you can for a minute, and you got to keep on going. It's not because they wasn't helping or their life don't mean anything. It's because on the battlefield of life, sometimes you can't stop and pay homage. It's like that sometimes. It's like that, Okay. Superior trap execution. Winter offensive. Why winter offensive? Winter offensive means that you're preparing. We're preparing right now. Everything we're preparing right now is for the spring and early summer. At the end of the Eid and everything, and at the end of Ramadan, we are preparing everything now. By the time that time comes, we will be been to everybody's place and everybody will be aware of us, right? And we will leave them flyers to instruct them that we'll have people out in front, put your money and our boxes. Because the guys inside, if you give us one box of money, like at the Islamic Center, they got 100 boxes. You ever see them white boxes? They still have white, and they're full of money. So the one box you give us, good. So all of that we're preparing now. That's why instead of a spring offensive, it's a winter offensive. An evolutionary offensive. If you notice, things are evolving and getting tighter. Why? Because you do a program and it gets focused. You do a flyer and you get naturally focused. You just do it. If you do it so long, like this, you can tell this scribble is you're laying down at night and ideas come to you and you just roll over. You got your clipboard and you scribble them. It's not like this writing right here. It's like a scribble, big scribble. The lights is out. You just knowing how to, but you know what it means. That's the period we are in, and that's the period we've been in. Everything is getting more and more focused as we go along. Okay, let me speed up. Date, all eyes to see him. I didn't mean to take this long, but there's two concepts, tafweed and rida. Well, I know we talk about them all the time. But tafweed, wafada, is when you put all your trust and reliance on Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, not on your own intellect and how sharp you are and everything. And that's what we do. We ask Allah that for the little pinprick of knowledge you gave us to help us use that to fit into your plan. And rida, whatever Allah send us, like some of the things that happen to us as a community is not that funny, right? In fact, most of it is not funny to y'all at all, but I mean, it's funny to me because I've been doing it a long time. But it's actually like hilarious. I mean, I don't want to act it out because it's that brother. I knew it was going to get to him sooner or later. You know what I mean? I mean, it would look like I was crazy to feel that way about the things that are going on. But if you know boss man, you know the environment, you encourage him to do those things. When he look around, he's the one way out on a limb, weighing 300 pounds and out on that limb. And he can't turn around and get back because he's going to shake the thing. And he got to stay there till it crash, which is going to come off because he's too big to be out that far. Right? That's the way he is on everything. He's everything with everybody. He's out on a limb. With his white friends in Europe, he's out on a limb. We want to get out of Russia. please keep your stuff at home. We're tired, boss man. We don't want to hear no more of that stuff. And you'd already showed us how you feel about us, that you think we're servants too. We serve you. You know, you're not going to share nothing with us. You want us to boycott the people and pay $1 billion in oil prices. You got your own oil at your house. You know, there's a few more gallons left there. But you want us to pay, just think in Europe, I think gas is probably double the price. It used to look like that, you know, like gas prices. If gas is $3 a gallon here, it costs $5 or $6 a gallon. Well, they have it by liter, but still, when you add it up, that's what it calls. It's double the price in Europe. Guess what? That's why Europe always had efficient. They never had gas guzzlers. Nobody had gas guzzlers except who? Boss man. Boss man, you won't believe it. When we used to buy all them big cars, they had a 472 cubic inches before 1970. After 1970, they were 500 cubic inches with a 4-barrel carburetor. Do you remember what the 4-barrel carburetors look like? Y'all remember carburetors? Carburetor. Yeah, carburetor. And usually a carburetor, you would see one little jet in there, right? That's a 1-barrel carburetor. Suppose you got 4 of those jets in there. 4. All the Oldsmobiles, Cadillacs, all of them had 4-barrel carburetors. Suppose you were just a hitty-gitty type guy and you put 2 4s on your car. 2 4s, that's 2 4-barrel carburetors. Or 3 deuces, 3 2-barrel carburetors. If you drove fast. You know how much? The cars I drove got 9 miles in the city and 11 miles a gallon on the highway. Oh, that's what the white folks said. It probably was less. But gas was 30 cents a gallon, I mean, you know, at that time. Whew. You know what I mean? And like everybody, do you know who broke the auto industry in America? I don't want to get onto this, but we're already on it, so we might as well talk a little bit about it. Everybody in the world, after the war, America economy, you know, cars, and so you would see American cars around the world, a lot of places. But American cars are big cars. If you notice, everybody else makes small cars, especially in those days. Even now, Americans have got smaller cars now. But in the old days, have you ever seen a Camaro, a Chevy that girls used to drive? They're big as a boat. The girls' cars in America was GTOs and all that. My wife came home with a Mustang, not a Mustang, a Kruger, 1971 Kruger. It was a 351. She wanted a little lady's car. Me and my homeboys looked at that car, XR7. I said, do you know what you bought? This was one of the biggest engines in the world. And she had, it was a little car, but this boy was built for, you know, where the cars used to run like. I said, you know, I used to drive it all the time because that boy was zoop. It had plenty of juice. America, after the war, the big war a long time ago, Everybody else built cars that was fuel efficient. The way America lost their auto industry is they did it to themselves, suicide. Just like now. How? It was very simple. Everybody else built cars to last. Toyota and all of them, they built cars to last. In America, they built cars to last 2 years. They built junk. What do they call it when they want you to get new stuff all the time? Planned obsolescence. That's what it is. They plan it, you know. And at first it worked. Everybody had to go we bought Cadillacs every 2 years.